When you look for your food, you meet amazing people and you visit incredible places. Join me as I go out there, get our food, bring it back, and share it. I'm Chad Breeley, and this is Salt, Fresh and Field Outpost. Down through these mountains and through this town come small streams, and in those streams live some delicious trout. But these fish weren't always there. Since the stocking programs of the 1920s, non-native brook trout have decimated and replaced native bull trout and cutthroat trout populations. Today, we're going to get an education on brook trout, and we're going to get it from this guy. Even in his retirement, Jim Stelfox is a biologist first and an angler second. As the senior fisheries biologist for the province of Alberta for the past 35 years, he may think of things other than fish in Rocky Mountain ecosystems, but I have my doubts. Fish are his thing.
Tell me all the reasons why. Tell me about kids in love. Tell me about all of the above. All of the above since one solid shove. Time gone by is made for good time loving.
So what trout are native to this area?
West Slope cutthroat trout and bull trout.
And what are we fishing for?
We're going to fish for brook trout today, eastern brook trout.
And how are they good eating?
They're one of the best trout to eat of all.
Well, let's see if we can find some of these things.
Brook trout have initiated generations of anglers. People fall in love with beaver ponds, small streams, and brushy backwaters while searching for brook trout. Their brilliant colors, willingness to take flies and clumsily cast worms alike, along with the fact that they're fine table fare, have put brook trout near the top of the list for any angler. Their popularity, however, has not continued without consequences.
Why are there so many of them and why are they so small?
Typically, they're small enough when they're sexually mature that a lot of anglers release them because they don't think that they're big enough to harvest yet. And they tend to overpopulate quite readily as a result. This stream historically would have had cutthroat and bull trout in it before the brook trout and brown trout were introduced to the watershed, and due to overharvest of the native species and competition with the non-native species, we've lost the native cutthroat and bull trout, and they've been replaced with brook trout.
For many anglers in North America, the first fish they ever caught was a brook trout. They are the freshwater fish of dreams. But what do you do when something you love doesn't belong?
So is this creek pretty much done? These brook trout have just taken over?
Completely. There's no cutthroat or bull trout left to try to sort of facilitate a recovery of. It's completely changed over to a non-native brook trout fishery with a few brown trout spawning in the fall in here, but no cuts or bulls left to recover.
Is that sad or is that just part of the game?
It is in a way, because the loss of a native fishery is something that your children won't be able to experience in the future.
Jim partnered with Trout Unlimited to deputize specially licensed anglers to catch and remove as many brook trout as possible from a controlled set of small streams. Since the inception in 1998, the program seems to be working. On one stream alone, where brook trout once dominated, the proportion of native cutthroat and bull trout in the fish population has increased roughly tenfold, from 5% to 50% of the population. A balance is being restored.
Let's eat. That's really good, Jim. You caught some nice fish.
Delicious.
Brook trout are loved for their beauty and as a sport fish. But when they're destructive, what do they become? A responsibility. We now have the responsibility to love the streams and watersheds that surround us, to be amazed at the diversity and strength of the wilderness, and to love what we have, with everything in its place. We cannot improve perfection. After all, it's our backyard.